Paulina's Way. Strengthen your mindset every week. Success story every Wednesday. Traders who broke through their limits. Psychology session every Friday. Join now. Hit the bell. One session could change your trading forever. Funding Pips. Built by traders for traders.
Welcome guys. Today's topic is a special one because we're going to talk how to pass a Funding Pips challenge and the role of psychology on that journey. And I am Paulina, I am your trading psychology coach, and as always, welcome back. And if you are new, it's a pleasure to have you here. Every Friday we do live trading psychology series at Funding Pips YouTube channel. So if you ever failed a Funding Pips challenge, I guess this session is for you. And let's start with the hard truth. You don't fail a challenge because of the rules. You fail the challenge because of your reactions to the rules. And that difference is absolutely everything, because you know the rules. You know that the target might be 8% or 10%, or if you are in a second stage, that might be 4 or 5%. The drawdown is 5%, no time limit. That's not the problem. The real challenge starts when emotions enter the trade, the market, your decision making. When you hesitate after a loss, when you overtrade after a win, you panic when you close to the target, you tighten stops, you start second guessing yourself, and then you start spiraling out of control and entering. And suddenly it's not the challenge that you are fighting, it is yourself that you are fighting, and you are trying to pin all of that on the challenge. So today, we're not here to talk about the technical strategy at all. We're here to talk about the psychology that actually gets you to the master account. Because let's be honest, master accounts don't have to go to the smartest traders with the most sophisticated trading strategies. The master accounts go to most emotionally disciplined traders and the ones that follow their risk management. The ones who can follow the rules, not just when it's easy, but the master account traders are the ones who are following the rules when the emotions creep in, when the things get real hard and your mind screams at you to overtrade, to take another trade, to break your rules, and those traders don't break them. So why do we do that? Why do our minds do that to us? And why do we blow up on the charts? Why can't we just walk away when we should as traders? Because we know what is right. We feel the opposite, and we don't do the right, we do the opposite. And most importantly, it is something about the mindset that we are going to learn today that will help you pass your Funding Pips challenges. So let's talk about the real causes of traders failing. And it's not the strategy, it's the dopamine that convinces you that you are in the zone, that you size up on your position, you skip your rules, and you blow the day because you either breach the account or hit your minus 5%. And you kind of feel unstoppable when you are doing it, and you feel like you've got this, but you don't, because all of a sudden there is this wake-up call. And the thing is, you may get away with it for a day or two, but it's gonna catch up on you when you will allow for dopamine to actually allow you to feel in the zone, unstoppable, and you will start disrespecting your risk management. So that will make you take setups that are not part of your trading plan, because when you are emotionally uncomfortable, you are sitting on your hands. So essentially, let me back up a little bit because I've gone so far here, but you cannot take trades that are not part of your plan, right? Now, the reason why you do is because you are not used to the discomfort. And what you dislike about it is that you are feeling emotionally uncomfortable when you have to wait for your setup, when you have to remain patient, when you have to walk away after a loss. And that pressure makes you forget all of the rules because you build that illusion in your head that you're going to fix things. And after you fix things, you will walk away, which I understand because that is the conditioning that we are used to as people. But that is not something that works in trading, because our job as traders is to manage the capital, manage the risk until we have those good trading days. But what we often do as traders, or traders that do the challenges, you allow to compound the losses, where in fact you should be keeping your losses low and compounding your profits. But it's kind of the opposite due to the fixing mindset and wanting to fix and being unable to walk away with a loss, with your P&L not reflecting what you imagined that it should reflect. There are also circumstances where a lot of traders might be at 7% profit, just 1% away of passing the first stage of the challenge. But this makes them actually rush the process because they think, well, I'm so close now, I may as well risk more, and I just take one-to-one trade, or I will take half an hour trade, and that's it. I just need that slight movement in my direction. I'm going to pass the challenge. But I know that emotional urgency that is leading to reckless decision actually leads a lot of traders to be almost at the profit target, to going into complete drawdown, or to blowing their accounts and breaching their daily loss, because then you get so dissatisfied with any type of profit. Even if you still plus 5%, you lost 3% of your daily profit, still you will continue chasing because you will want to sprint for that target, where actually it's about the marathon, and it's about sitting on your hands and waiting for that perfect time. Or there might be circumstances where you may have missed 2 days in a row of trading because there was something economically going on where we were waiting, like for example, for NFP, and perhaps there was not much movement in the markets, or you have been busy with other parts of your life, your job, your family life, and then you come to the markets and you try to catch up because you have missed 2 days, and you saw that the market moved beautifully despite of the market meaning to be quiet, and then you will abandon your edge and you will just change the whole system, and you will again create that fake urgency in your mind to move to the next stage of the challenge. And that fake urgency that is created, let me break it down to you, it's you. Nobody creates that urgency. This is why there is no time limit. You have all the time in the world, and actually within 3 months, a month, you could change things around for you as a trader. But because of that sense of urgency, a lot of people are unable to hold an account for longer than a week at times because they think it needs to be done immediately, which of course is not the case. So that also leads traders to want to have every single trade as a home run and pass the challenge by hitting 2 big trades or 1 big trade. And that is like swinging for the fences, really, because it is not about you taking that 1 big trade, 2 big trades in the challenge. It's about you taking your small piece at the time out of the markets and building something, because that period of you building during the challenge is preparing you to be able to handle a master account. And that is what management of an account is: building a little bit at the time, managing your risk, managing your losses, and slowly taking something out of the market and creating something for yourself. So that rush that you are feeling, that you have to get things accomplished during whether first or second stage of two-step challenge, or even one-step challenge is a fake urgency, because that's not how it works. When you're a holder of a master account, you wait, you're stable, and you make those decisions. Because I will tell you one thing, you do not trade the challenge when you trade the challenge. You are trading your expectation of yourself. And you are being tested in terms of your emotions and your character. That is actually what is happening. And the challenge is actually a reflection back onto you to showcase to you what it is that you need to work on as a trader. So again, a trading challenge isn't a test of your trading knowledge. It's a test of your character, because you are not in the market to predict every single candle. You are in the market to wait, to sit through hours of nothing, to not force a trade, to stick to your trading plan if you have one. But most traders fail because even if they have trading plans, even if they have back-tested months of data, but what they do is they don't stick to that edge, because they do not allow a long enough period of time during the challenge for their edge to work out, due to the emotional urgency that they create for themselves. And trust me, impulsivity in the market, especially when you are doing a challenge, is expensive, because it's not just about your P&L, it's about your emotions. Because if you are going to emotionally impact yourself through the P&L, and then there is this regret and there is this shame, all of that is going to further spiral out of control, make you feel guilty, make you not take the best decisions in the market the next day, or the following, and then the day after. And trust me, yes, it happens to all of us. Of course it does. But it's about minimizing that impact and minimizing not being affected, but stable and in control. Because if you think about it, just because you can trade doesn't mean you should trade. As simple as that. We could trade 24/5. Actually, even if you want to trade Bitcoin, we can trade over the weekend. But it's not about that. Only because you can doesn't mean you should. A trader with a master account is someone who would know when not to trade, because not trading is just as important as trading. And that's the real skill of being a sustainable trader, because a sustainable trader doesn't go for home runs every single day and doesn't observe every single candle. You have to really check in with yourself, because even if you have an edge that works 80% of the time, but your mindset is not there, the emotional noise and chaos and all of that non-technical flows, but emotional flows, will sabotage your trading results. So you have to be ready to commit. You have to be ready to actually understand what are the things you're struggling with right now, and what are the things that you need to apply in order for you to grow and move forward as a trader. Because trading growth is not just technical analysis. Trading growth is actually applying risk management to your technical analysis. And that only happens when your mindset and your psychology is correct. And it's not the trading rules, it's you. You have to work on yourself, because those trading rules are actually there to help you flourish as a trader and to actually become a sustainable trader. Because you should thank for those trading rules, because they are putting a framework for you that you should stick to be more sustainable. So what is absolutely essential, in my opinion, because I want to give you obviously solutions here now. We know what's wrong. You know what's wrong. That's the thing. You know what's wrong. But you need to find solutions and think, what is it going to work for me? So what you need to absolutely do as a trader is to delay gratification. Gratification means pleasure. So you need to delay the pleasure that you are looking for. Majority of the time, and like I mentioned just 5 minutes ago, is the reason that you keep on trading or keep on breaking your rules is because you feel uncomfortable with taking a loss, you feel uncomfortable with being in drawdown, you feel uncomfortable with accepting that you were wrong in the market, because that's an uncomfortable emotion. And what you are trying to do is to fix things. But actually, if you delay the pleasure factor and to make yourself feel better factor, if you delay needing that feeling, actually afterwards, when you stick to your rules and walk away from the markets, and then 5 hours later in the evening, look at your performance and think, okay, I took 3 losses today. I'm minus 1.5%, but I stuck to my rules. I'm proud of myself. I've minimized the impact of being wrong today, because I could be wrong in the markets even when I execute my trading plan to the dot. Sometimes you will be wrong in the markets because you're not feeling them. Sometimes you will be wrong in the markets just because you are wrong. That is what markets are, and that's all right. And during those days when we don't flow with the markets, or when the markets do what they want despite of our trading edge, that's fine. That's when we minimize the impact of the loss and we control it. So I don't know if you guys saw on TikTok or Instagram, there is this marshmallow test. You know, test with kids when they put sweets or marshmallows in front of the kids, and parents actually are doing that, and they record their children. They say, hey, don't take the marshmallow. I'm gonna go out of the room, wait for me to come back, and then you can eat it. And that's actually a very old psychological test to see what is a kind of self-control in a human being, especially in children. Why? Because it's testing whether we have kind of more biologically driven, so you are more prone to it biologically, or whether it's a taught behavior, etc., etc. Because some of us have better self-control whilst others don't. So naturally, we are just like that as humans. Now, the point here is that this is something that you need to test on yourself. So when you do that marshmallow test, so there is a sweet, okay, I'm going to go out, etc. Some kids straight away just go, yeah, eating it. There are other kids that actually wait and they look at it, they smell it, they want it, but they're like, no, mommy or daddy told me not to, so I'm going to wait. And they wait, the parents come back and they have it. That's delaying gratification. That's delaying the pleasure factor. And you need that marshmallow test on yourself as a trader. Can you pass up a tempting trade that you should not take? Or only because you think, okay, the market's going to go up now, but I'm breaking my rules, but I want to take it. Can you sit through that temptation and not do it? What's even better is, can you watch the market doing it and price go in your direction and you have not entered, and actually sit there and watch and be like, okay, wow, I've missed this. It's cool. Markets move all the time, right? And genuinely, that is what separates those traders who pass challenges and those who don't. If you are able to actually sit through your discomfort. And I actually want you guys to answer in the comment section, are you able to sit through your discomfort? Are you able to actually take that on? Or you're too uncomfortable with your discomfort? So, you know, all of those motivational social media little videos, there is a purpose in them. Because all of them talk about the same thing if you think about it. Why? Because that thing works. So this is why implying and putting discipline into your lifestyle outside of the charts, in terms how you eat, whether you participate in fitness, where you delay gratification, where you actually do the morning routine. Why do people do morning routine? It's not just to cross your legs and to meditate and hum and do all of that. No, the purpose is so you don't go on your phone as the first thing in the morning, because what does your phone do? It gives you dopamine, it gives you the pleasure factor. First thing people do, just look at their phone. I challenge you, don't look at your phone for the first 30 minutes you get up. You will want to, you will pick it up out of habit so many times, but start delaying gratifications outside of the charts to teach your brain that it's okay to feel uncomfortable. Because as much as we are blessed to be traders in this day and age, where we have funding pips, as you know, company that gives us challenges and masters accounts, where we have psychologists like myself, where we have free education online, that we have resources, we have everything available. We also live in a society of pleasure and dopamine driven society. Nobody has a higher attention span than 3 seconds. And all we do is just get distracted from this thing to another, to another, to another. We are unable to sit still. We are unable to feel uncomfortable, where actually discomfort is necessary. Feeling a certain emotion is necessary. How would you be able to tell that you are happy if you never felt unhappy? This is why it's necessary for you to feel uncomfortable when you don't break your rules, to then feel great and say, that discomfort was worth it. I'm achieving something here. Also, there's reasons for it, because research showcases, especially with the loss aversion theory, and I explain what that means. The loss aversion means that we feel the pain of a loss twice as strongly as we feel the joy of a win. So the emotion of the win is not as satisfying, because the pain of the loss is as twice hitting us emotionally. And that is why on a red day, you want to force yourself to have the green day the next day or the same day or whatever, because you spiral. And there is, of course, another factor, okay? The ego. Because majority of people don't like being wrong. It's just the way we are. Why? Because we are conditioned like this as a society too. At school, no one would ever praise you and say, yes, you were wrong, correct, nice. No, they would be like, you wrong, no, unacceptable. There's not so much discussion. Maybe schools now are different and better, and I hope so. But when we were growing up, it wasn't like that. So what you want to prove in a market is that you're right. Hey, I sit for so many hours and study the markets, and I attend those psychology sessions from Funding Pips, and I really try to manage my account. And at the end of the day, I'm wrong. You start protecting your identity as a trader, because a part of you is starting to get embarrassed in front of the people that are watching you try and being a trader, and you start thinking, no, at all cost, I need to win. And that's what happens. But what you don't realize is that people around you don't understand what it is like to be a trader, because being a trader is not just like any job. Our job is actually blessed. We get to be wrong and we still get to get paid. That's fantastic. But this is why the longer you will spend on the charts without awareness, the more emotionally exhausted you will become. Because very often traders just come to the charts, boom, 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 execute. Whoa, I'm at my daily loss limit. What now? No, I'm bored now. Okay. No, you need to become aware. Otherwise, your decision-making processes will become worse and worse and worse. You will get fatigued. And remember, the challenge isn't to beat the market. It's to stop trying to prove something. Because majority of the time, there is nothing that you need to prove to anybody. And before I continue, guys, I just want to highlight that there is a lot of giveaways going on. So if you want to participate in a giveaway, please follow the instructions. And also, after we finish this video, comment and tell us what you like the most. What was the wake-up call for you from this psychology series? And we will choose one winner for the 10K account. But let's continue now. So passing a Funding Pips challenge isn't just about the execution, right? We already said that. It's about managing your internal state. When it comes to psychology, emotions, reactivity, behavior, habits, choices, what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, how you're going to manage your risk, how you're going to obey to the rules. And I do believe that there are 3 key things that you should stick to, which is three phases, let's call them. First phase, which is the preparation phase. Second phase, which is the execution phase. And third phase, which is recovery phase. And you need to plan for each of those phases in order for you to understand different scenarios under each of those phases, because having a plan for the preparation, execution, and recovery phase is like having the right tools for the right work that you need to do, because there will be a different plan that you need to prepare for execution and different plan that you need to have for recovery. But I'm going to go through that with you. So then you can kind of brainstorm for yourself and think, okay, what is it that I need to do as a trader in order to become better? Because there is this famous saying, plan the trade, trade the plan, right? But for me, it's those three key things. And the first one is the preparation phase, okay? So before you even purchase the challenge, what is your risk management boundaries that you are going to set for yourself? Now, when I say risk management boundaries, I say it on purpose, because all of us will have different risk management boundaries. We will have different profit appetite, and we will have different risk tolerance. That depends on our psychology, personality types, on what kind of edge we are trading. Are we day traders? Are we scalpers? What do we do? What does our statistics say about our win rate, our loss rate? All of those things you should take into consideration. So you should understand your risk management boundary, and what you should understand is what is the maximum daily loss limit you are able to handle psychologically? What is the maximum position size that you're going to put in one single trade or one single trading idea? How many trades are you going to take per session? Or how many trades you're going to take during the day? Or is there going to be a certain percentage that you are going to risk throughout the day? Number two, under the preparation phase, is you need to rehearse your exits. What I mean rehearse your exits is a lot of traders very much pay attention to their entry criteria, but they completely neglect their exits, because exits and actually preparing how you're going to get out of the trade is one of the key factors that will make you a consistent trader. It's absolutely necessary for you to be able to tell in every single scenario, in every single trade, why you're going to do it, how you're going to do it before you even enter the trade, okay? I also want you to visualize yourself in drawdown. That's before you even purchase the challenge account. And what you're going to do if you are in drawdown. What will be your plan when you are in minus 2% drawdown? What will be your plan when you're in minus 5% drawdown? What will be your plan when you are in minus 8% drawdown? Is your risk management technique going to be the same? Or are you going to adapt it based on the percentage that you are down? What is the technique that you're going to utilize? Because you should have a plan for how you are going to manage it before you even start. Why? Because when you don't have that plan, emotions will sneak in, logic will go out of the window, boom. But if you actually have a plan and understand what you need to do, it's almost like a protocol that you will go to and say, okay, this is the situation I am in, this is what I am using. And you can figure that out through your statistics, through backtesting, or put yourself purposefully in drawdown whilst you are backtesting, and then track what is the best risk management technique to get you out of drawdown. I personally don't change my risk because I believe in my stats. I understand that I will take losses and I understand that I will take winners. But if I minimize my risk whilst I'm in drawdown, I need to work as twice hard to get out of drawdown. Therefore, I stick to the same. That's me. That works for me. But you need to figure out what works for you. And you will ask me this thing. You will ask me, well, Paulina, how should I know my boundaries? And ask yourself, can I take 2% loss or 2% drawdown and still follow my plan? or will that start impacting me psychologically and emotionally? Simple question is that. That will help you determine what you are able to handle and what you are unable to handle. Now, the phase 2 is the execution phase, right? So the execution phase is when you actually have the challenge and you're in the markets and you execute. Look, I'm going to repeat myself like a broken record. What is the truth? And that's what works. You need to focus on the process. Stop following your P&L. Nobody cares about your P&L. Focus on the process. Your job is to execute your system, not count profits. Oh, look, I am so close. I am so far away. Doesn't matter. Because if you actually want the master account and receive rewards, you follow the system. No matter what, you follow the system. Because you should trust your system so much to understand exactly what is going to happen when you have losses, when you have winners. Of course, there is a factor of unpredictability, but we play with probabilities, so you should know your system and follow the process. Use a checklist. Is my entry criteria here? Am I selecting the right lot size according to my risk? Is my stop placement right? Did my stop loss was placed? Am I emotionally okay? What is my exit plan? What is my bias? Those things should be like, yeah, done, 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 done. We are going in. And remind yourself of your trading rules. Okay, you've taken 2 trades and you're emotionally activated. Step away. Because that's when the revenge trading starts, when you start getting into your head, oh my God, I took 2 losses. No, I can't handle this. No, but and trust me, when you will respect your plan and the markets more than the urge to win and to be right, this is when your peak risk management happens. And when your peak risk management happens, this is where consistency will follow. And number 3 phase is the recovery phase. Are you journaling things? Do you need to journal things? Do you need to type? Do you need to do a voiceover? Like, there are different things that work for people. Do you need to speak to your coach or your mentor? Do you need to speak to your trading buddy? Do you log what went right? What went wrong? How you felt? Did you go through your trades and kind of understand, okay, like almost a record tape that you are watching back? Okay, those are the trades. This is where I took my profit. Actually, I could have got more out of the markets. Okay, that's fine. I can see that 8 out of 10 trades, I could have got way more out of the market. Should I adapt my risk to reward ratio? Okay, I can also see here a few losses. I was not fully aware and conscious here. I was just entering for the sake of entering. Okay, I need to review that. Can I minimize those losses? Oh, I may notice this session is my least profitable session. So, oh, I may notice on Tuesdays, I'm no profitable trader on Tuesdays. And of course, you need to also regulate your nervous system. And you will through that, because that curiosity and looking at your performance as data and how to improve is going to remove that factor of punishment and shame, because you are consistently working on improving yourself as a trader, as a human, and understand your data and your entries and how you can improve for the next day. And regulate yourself and your emotions. It's so important. You will never be a robot. You will always feel things. And this is where you need to figure out what works for you. Do you do 10 push-ups? Do you go for a walk? Do you go for a swim? Do you go to the gym? What do you do? Do you do breath work? Do you journal? Do you watch a TV and completely disconnect from trading so you actually don't think about it until your emotions no longer take part in your thinking process and you can actually think about it in a sober mind? You need to, in your recovery plan, which is part of your trading plan, to give yourself headspace and to allow for your mind to process things and understand yourself on a deeper level and why you do things the way you do. Because that is part of the trading process, successful trading process. Because genuinely, your ability to psychologically bounce back safely is a direct measure of your long-term success and potential as a trader. Those traders who are successful, they are able to take care of themselves psychologically. They know what they need to do to recover themselves because they are able to regulate themselves, because emotions will never go away, but they know what they need to do. And this is when some events in the markets will no longer affect them because they are regulated. And that's how it works. And of course, it takes time. It's a continuous work. Like you continuously are learning about the markets, that's what you need to do about yourself. It is like a UFC fighter. Does the UFC fighter go into the octagon, and once they have gone into the octagon and they have reached the professional level, do they stop training? No. That's when they train the most. This is when they prepare for every single fight, when they step into the octagon. This is where they follow good diet, train. There is a whole regimen, and then they fight again. So when you reach a certain level of profitability or consistency, or you become better, does the work stop? No, it's a continuous work. You will always have to work on yourself, and you have to accept that, because it's not just about passing a challenge. It's about the process of it and what you will need to do in order for you to succeed in this industry. So wherever you are at the moment on your trading journey, what I want you to do is, whether you have a master account already or not, whether you already received rewards or not, I really want you now to step into the mindset of a master account holder. Okay? And please trust me on this. If you are in a safe space where you can close your eyes, please close your eyes. Because you need an identity shift. Because a lot of people would say, once I have a master account, I will behave properly. No. This process right now is preparing you to get to the master account. And when you deserve it, because of your behaviors and choices and work that you do, you will get there. But you exactly know what you need to do. But listen, hey, step into the master account holder. It's an identity shift that you need. And you do that, and you can start change your life within the next 30 days. You start thinking, I already hold a master account. My challenge account is my master account. Because passing the challenge, remember, is not the goal. Becoming a trader who can manage a master account and receive rewards on a regular basis, consistently and calmly, that's the goal. And think of yourself already like this. Don't think of yourself, oh, I'm going to be this when no, you need to be this now. And then trust me, you're going to take such a calm and selective trades in the markets that you will actually go through the challenge phases quicker than you think. And honestly, when you step into the identity, I'm a master account holder. I am working on my trading future. I am a professional. That will become your new standard. You will not longer run into the markets, have fun, and let me play some buys here, losses here, let me chase. No. Allow for yourself to reach the new standard. Trade like you've already passed the challenges, not when I will pass. And genuinely, when you will respect the rules, you will receive the same respect back, because rules, whether that's in a challenge, whether that's in your trading plan, whether that is within your risk management plan or your recovery plan, those rules are there to empower you. It's not a game. The challenge is not a job interview. It's a risk parameter. And that risk parameter is empowering you and your trading performance if you allow it to. And you get evaluated on your reactions to the market, not how fast you can pass it, but how well can you react to the market when the market doesn't play the ball. And don't trade to get the master account as soon as possible. Trade to prove your worth to yourself that you can manage it. You can manage a master account. You prove it to yourself. There is no one that you need to prove it to other than yourself. Because it's not a competition between you and nobody else. It's your personal reflection on how you can handle pressure and how you can control impulses and whether you can manage risk with integrity with your own personal goals and what you want to achieve as a trader. Because trust me, when you do a challenge with us, that is telling you more about yourself and what you need to fix than you can imagine. You need to sober up your mind, treat risk management and trading like a business. Treat losses like a business expense. Know when not to trade. Think long term. Equip yourself to move forward. And that is going to help you to do what you need to do. Are you guys hearing me? I really want to see what's going on here in a comment section, because, you know, I really want you all to soak that information in, because it's absolutely necessary for all of that to be taken on board in order for you to actively move forward and do what you need to do. And I really want you to sit down and think this week what it is that you need to do in order to move forward as a trader. And remember, there are so many techniques that you can do. You can take a breath or do a breathing exercise before you enter the market. You can read your trading plan before you enter the market. You can give yourself affirmations. If you actually watch the success stories that we have on Wednesdays and understand the cycle of what the traders do, they actually read out affirmations to themselves and they say, today I protect my edge. I don't chase the outcomes. I stick to my plan. I respect my trading plan. They say it aloud. They remind themselves that they are sticking to certain parameters. You need to understand, okay, and prepare. If I lose today, how will I behave? Usually this is how I behave. Well, how am I going to protect myself and my trading account? What's my daily trading discipline? What is my discipline in other areas of life that I'm going to implement? That is really going to help you, because the market in general, whether you take the challenge or not, will reward self-control over urgency always. Yes, you may sometimes get rewarded for urgency, but that's not long term. And passing a challenge isn't about outsmarting the market. It's about outlasting your impulses and actually being in control of yourself. Because I guarantee the majority of you already have the winning edge. You already have what it takes. But you need to build your mindset to protect your edge. And I think majority of you are way closer than you think. But you need to become a version of yourself who will be able to handle it. Because it's not about more trades, but it's about the quality of the trades, and it's about what you are going to do. And without further ado, thank you so much for being here. I hope you found value in this session. I would love for you to go into the comment section of YouTube and comment under the video. What was the sobering moment for you? What did this conversation, this session on the topic made you think about? And on top of that, we are going to select a winner for 10K account once you do put a comment underneath. Also, I hope you follow the instructions on how to get an account during this session too. But have a think. And thank you so much for being here. Remember that every Friday we will do a trading psychology series at 5 p.m. Dubai time. On Mondays on Discord We do psychology refill in a text channel. The text channel is called Psychology Corner, and I'm there at 5 p.m. Dubai time for an hour. We either do activities, quizzes, or we talk about trading psychology. And of course, Wednesdays, we do success stories where you can learn from the mindset, from the trading edge factor of traders who got it, who went through the same journey as you did. So thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you. And we are happy to give you these sessions and appreciate your support. Thank you so much and have a wonderful weekend.
Where success meets psychology in Paulina's way. Strengthen your mindset every week. Success story every Wednesday. Traders who broke through their limits. Psychology session every Friday. Join now. Hit the bell. One session could change your trading forever. Funding Pips. Built by traders for traders.